Hello everyone, today I'm going to give you an overview of how teachers can use Edmodo for teaching their students online. First and foremost, Edmodo is a learning management system. And I think the easiest way to understand how a learning management system works is to think about what happens in a physical classroom. Now, in a physical face-to-face classroom, a teacher might do the following things. They might set up a discussion, they might give explanations, or they might ask and answer questions. And on top of that, they might also share worksheets and materials with the students. And for the purposes of assessment, they might set an assignment or give them a quiz and then save the grades. Now, all of these are possible with a learning management system like Edmodo. Now, to best understand Edmodo, we need to compare it with a synchronous session because they're both different. Now, let's look at a face-to-face session. For example, on Skype or Zoom, when you're teaching online, that's synchronous because both you and the students have to log in and be online at the same time. Now, with Edmodo, things are different in that learning is asynchronous. And a good way to understand this is to think about how things work on Facebook. You could log in and post something, and a person doesn't need to respond straight away. So they could log in 1 or 2 hours later, or even a day later, and respond. That's how Edmodo works, because with asynchronous learning, everything is more flexible in terms of time. Now, we need to talk about the equipment. Now, in order to use Edmodo for teaching, you need some basic equipment. And the teacher would use a computer, and typically the student might use either a computer, a smartphone, or even a tablet. Now, whichever they choose, they need to use the Edmodo app, and they need access to the internet. And that's pretty much all you need to get started with Edmodo. Edmodo is an efficient means by which a teacher can communicate with each and every member of the class. By creating a post, every student will be able to read and reply to it. This saves the trouble of having to send individual emails to each and every student. You can also send messages individually as a teacher, and if you send a message to a student, nobody else in that class will be able to see it. It's just between yourself and that student. I'm going to show you how that works over here. If you click on messages, you can see the conversation between the teacher and the student. When you want to communicate with the class as a group asynchronously, you can do that on Edmodo by making a post, and everybody can see the thread and respond to it. I'm going to show you how that works here. So when the teacher wants to start a discussion, they can type the question and then click post. Everybody in the class will be able to see it. So this is an example of a comment, and this can keep continuing so that everybody can respond in the class. Another really useful feature of Edmodo is, as a teacher, you can share media with the student. So that might be things like PDF files, PowerPoint files, MP3 files, anything that you create, you can share, for example, your worksheets with the students. And this is done with just a few clicks. Another useful feature of Edmodo is teachers can upload learning materials and other files onto Edmodo for the students to download. In this case, he's uploading a file about the course. It's really easy to post it. It takes a few seconds. A student can then log in. They can click on the file to read it. They can also download the file. In this case, it's information about the course. They can then save it, click like, and comment. Other students can also do the same. Creating polls on Edmodo is extremely simple. All one has to do is to click on create a poll and then enter the question followed by all of the options below, and then the teacher can click on Post. After that, a student can log into their Edmodo account, make their selection, and they'll be able to see the poll results at the end of that. I think by far the most useful feature of Edmodo is the assessment tools which are built into the platform. The teacher has the ability to set quizzes and assignments for students, and the scores can be saved as an Excel file. I'm going to start, first of all, with quizzes and show you how that works. I would say one of the most useful features of Edmodo for teachers is the ability to assess students. Now, in order to do this, you can set up a quiz with a variety of questions. For example, there can be multiple choice, short answer, matching, all sorts of questions. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to speed up the clip to save your time, and then I will show you how you can set up a quiz in a separate tutorial. But setting up a quiz on Edmodo is extremely simple. It doesn't take a long time, and one of the good things is all of the scores of the students are saved onto Edmodo for you, and you can export those to an Excel file. So it's very simple. Now I'm logged in as a student. I can go up and click on the notification symbol and see that a quiz has been set by my teacher. Now a student can click on here in order to take the quiz. They can see the instructions and then click on the button take the quiz in order to take the quiz. Now the student is taking the quiz. They can read the file which is uploaded by the teacher and then answer the multiple choice questions, some of which are true and false and some are matching. Once a student has completed the test, they can click on submit quiz and then their score will show up on the screen. If they click on review quiz, they can also see which ones they got wrong if the teacher has enabled this. Now we're logged in as a teacher, we can click on the notification symbol and see that a student has submitted the quiz. You can also see the scores of the students and see which questions they got right and which ones they got wrong. One of the big advantages of Edmodo is that it has the ability to set assignments for students, and this is better in many ways than in a face-to-face classroom because you can go paperless and get students to submit digital files as their homework. I'll show you how that works now. Setting assignments in Edmodo is really simple. Click on the plus sign and create assignment. Then give a title followed by some clear written instructions so that the students know what to do. Then you attach a worksheet which they have to fill in. You can make copies of the worksheet so that every student has their own copy which they can type on and edit. Then you can set the deadline for the assignment by marking it on the calendar. When a student logs into their Edmodo account, the notification shows that their teacher has set an assignment. They can then click on the assignment, complete the copy of the worksheet which was uploaded by their teacher, and then they click on the turn it in icon at the top of the screen. Let's see what the teacher sees now. They can click on the notification symbol to see that a homework has been submitted. The teacher can then click on the document, read it, and give the student a score, and also write some positive feedback so that the student knows how to improve. Now let's log in as a student. The student can then see what score they got for the assignment, and they can respond to the comment. If you found this video useful, please click like and subscribe for more free videos.